And away we go. Okay. Let's get settled in here. It is Saturday night. You never see me on Saturday night. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes? All right, let's get going here. Let's get your comments on the screen. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me okay? Can we hear each other? How's the lighting? Okay. It should be all right. I can turn it up. Should be good. Still no underwear, but Notre Dame started. We'll talk about the underwear in a minute. It's Saturday Night Live. It's not Saturday Night Live like the TV show. This is Saturday night, and it's live. That's why I put MindfixTV edition. We did this a few years ago. You can hear me good? Sounds great. Awesome. Very nice. All right, good. I got my ears lowered. I did that a few weeks ago. Yeah, I got tired of it. Yep. I need to stand up to make sure, to prove I'm being transparent. No, I told you I do the podcast. Maybe one day. No, I don't do that. I'm legit. I am cozy. I am in my sweatpants and my slippers, actually. Real comfortable tonight. It's Saturday night. Gotta chill. This is way better than SNL, Barbara says. You're probably right. And I think anybody can probably grab a camera and a microphone and go live on your page right now, and you'll still do a better than SNL. All right. So how many of you are drunk tonight? Any of you? Hey, don't get me wrong. Just because I'm a recovering alcoholic, do your thing, man. I don't shame anybody. I'm jealous. I just can't drink like normal people. Do your thing. Get comfortable. I'm sure you're in your PJs. It's cool tonight. Maybe it's football on, according to what I saw. Notre Dame's on tonight. So 100% sober. This is why I'm doing a podcast on a Saturday night, because my life is now boring. No, I'm kidding. What I thought once was fun and exciting really wasn't. So, but by all means, have a beer, have a glass of wine, chill out. Let's try to entertain you. And here's the thing about tonight. Okay. I'm not the one who's going to be doing this show. All right. This isn't, when we do Saturday Night Live, all right, I'm not coming on here to complain and give you horror stories. Okay. I'm not going to put Mondami on here tonight and we can get all upset and angry. I know what gets you upset. I know exactly how this works. We're going to chill tonight. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to give you a few updates. Okay. But other than that, once we get into it shortly, okay, you are going to help me. And when you do help me, okay, because look, anything goes. Don't start talking about it right now because we're not going to get to it just yet. But anything goes tonight. We could talk about anything. It does not have to be news or politics. Okay, it could be anything that pops out in your comments, and I want to bring it on screen and we could talk about. There's just one rule. Do not bore me. Do not bore anybody at home. This is for entertainment purposes. I've had that rule since day one, years ago, when I decided, okay, I better start doing this thing on social media with news and a microphone and all that. And even though, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just going to give you truth. You come here for truth. Reporting the news takes talent and a certain amount of entertainment. It does. And that is not, again, it's what I'm trying to say is the entertainment part is a lot of people will lie to you. You're getting truth when you come to my page. Okay. But it's how I put it out and when I put it out. It's just like I found something very entertaining tonight and I didn't realize I did it. And I'll show you what that is. Bring it on your screen. All right, let me grab it. Screen share. Let's go to Facebook. Okay, so we'll go to my Facebook page. Am I on there? Yeah, there's my Facebook page. So I did this. I made a beautiful announcement, and it's the real deal. I'm going to talk about this in a moment. I'm going to give you a quick update, but you get the majority of it tomorrow night about the women's Bible study. I've been putting a lot of work into it and a lot of time. We're still tweaking a lot of things, but other than that, it's ready to pretty much go public tomorrow, and it will. And then I go and make a stupid decision. I didn't realize it until afterwards. I go from this to this. What a segue to follow women's Bible study into tell me the color of your underwear tonight. Yeah, it didn't dawn on me until after I posted this, and I thought, yeah, that wasn't too smart right there. So, needless to say, I did do that. I'll tell you what, we're going to go into that in a moment as soon as I give you a few updates, and I'm going to open those comments. I haven't looked at them for a while. And we're going to look at some of your names. The first time I ever did this, I don't know, you guys remember, it was at least 3 years ago, maybe, right? We only did it a couple times since then. It's really spread out, and I haven't done it probably in at least a year or so, I would think. But the first time I did this, I saw it online. I thought, oh, that's perfect. I like to get people engaged. Okay. The community that has been built on my Facebook page is a direct result to all of you. I get it. I put in the work, the hard work, and the news reporting and everything else, but it doesn't matter. A lot of people do that. Okay. And I'm very blessed that somewhere along the line, God found found his way to open a door for me to all of you. And if it wasn't for all of you, nobody know who I am. And again, when I say that very carefully, because this is not about me, but there's been a point where I have to realize that, I guess, when I'm up behind a microphone, it kind of is. But my gratitude and thanks go to all of you for making this community an amazing place. But this is why I like to engage people. It is very important. And I'll say this publicly all the time. Having people engaged is, let me remove this. Sorry. Is one of the key things that I do every single day. I don't chase clicks and views. I monitor them, okay, because I'm building something. But that is not my priority. That will take care of itself. And I want to have people engaged all the time. Probably the highest post engagements, and that's not just my page. This is anywhere across the board. Okay, is posts that irritate people. For the most part, like if I would put up something that somebody in the Democratic Party said was completely off the wall, or right now it's Mandami saying crazy stuff and Allah Akbar and all that. That will make people mad, and that gets a lot of engagement. And I know this, but this is why I like to spread it out, break it up. I'm very conscious of what I do post, except for tonight. Bible post, women's Bible study, followed by tell me the color of your underwear and what you ate last. Oops. Yeah, that one. That one kind of was an accident. Wasn't thinking clearly there, but the engagement is so much fun, and I can't stress enough to you. And you guys know this about me. If you're new, now you're learning. But I love humor, and I don't care what's going on in the world, how bad and bleak things look in this world. Okay, because I see a lot of people in the comments, and there's a lot of regular people I notice. I can't name by names, I just know. And they seem to always only comment when it's negative or complaining. And this was from years ago. I noticed this theme. And that's when I thought to myself, I'm like, I have to interject things here with some off the wall humor or something like that. Because we have to laugh in a world where things are insane. Really. And that's one of my mottos as well. Just, you know, laugh at the craziness. Doesn't mean you're being irresponsible, but just laugh. Learn to laugh. If turning off social media is something you need to do, do it. And this is why I hammer home about. I know I made one post today regarding, don't give up, don't have a lack of faith, and that my humor posts and humor tonight that we're talking about, and we'll get into your 80s rock star names shortly. The faith and the humor go hand in hand, because the craziness that's going on in the world right now, and I could take time to sit back and laugh and joke. That's me saying, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to distract myself with this humor. There's a lot of times that I watch a lot of humor almost at the end of my day. I watch reruns of Seinfeld and Two and a Half Men. It's my go-to. I love it because it makes me laugh. I'll usually either fall asleep to that or have something on like Neville Goddard or Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I fall asleep to that. Either way, I'm putting something into my mind during my slumber before my mind and my thoughts marinate for the next 8 hours. Well, it's not 8 hours because I don't get that kind of sleep. I wish I did. Right. Looking in the comments, Amy says, humor relieves stress. You better believe it does. You better believe it does. Oh, I should get rid of that lower caption, huh? I need a tech team. I really do. Okay. Speaking of tech team, my grandsons went to the Lake Erie Monsters game today. That's the Cleveland hockey team. And they ended up on the Jumbotron. Pictures were sent to me. I don't have them readily available right now, but yeah. That was cool to see. Again, this is not, if you're coming on here right now and you're expecting me to have this polished show, these are the best shows. I love these shows because I'm really laid back and relaxed knowing that you're going to help me with this. It's just like right now. For example, I'm talking about humor, and we're talking about, we're going to, like I said, get into it in a minute, or the things I watch. And I want to hear from you as well. All right. This is how we interact. This is community right now. There's a lot more to life than foreign policy, economics, politics, all the news. There's a lot more to life than that. I know this. I've learned this the hard way. I beat my head up against the wall for many, many years. And once the light bulb went on and I decided, okay, my way don't work, I better surrender. And I did that. I'm not going to make this into one of those shows tonight, but I know my priorities today. And these were the things that I took for granted for a long, long time. And I'll tell you what, I'll never take for granted again in my life. Well, I won't take for granted anything, put it that way. I'll never take for granted again waking up in the morning. I'll never take for granted again family. Okay. I'll never take for granted right now having the opportunity to do what I love to do for a living. To have a community in this world, this digital world, because I know this, I can't do this without you. I understand that. I will never take that for granted. And there's a lot of people out here who have platforms that will take you for granted. Believe me, they will. And you know that. I'll never do that. You know, laughter, gratitude, all those things. They're the key. They're the key to understanding. It really is. Again, I got your comments on the screen still. Again, like, I watch 2.5 Men. I love that stuff. Oh, thank you very much. See, I got a beautiful comment like that. Your kids are living the best. Tell their parents these are the good days. I'll soak it up. That's right. Okay. Again, unless a question is posed, I'll be more than glad once I open it up to the Q&A here. If it's news related, I will touch on it and talk about it. No problem there. But again, this is going to be an anything goes show. So let me get you up right now on the updates. Okay. All right. So here it is. Okay. For those of you who are listening right now, a lot is going on, and we'll touch on the, we'll go here. I'll share the screen again. Share screen. Get this on there for you. Okay. Oh, we're not going to go there just momentarily. We will. Okay. Wait. We got to go down. Okay. So there it is. Announcement update. MindfixTV Women's Bible Study. Tomorrow evening, I will be announcing the launch of the private Facebook group, the MindfixTV Women's Bible Study. In that post, you receive a link to join the private group, women only, an introduction to one of the Bible study facilitators. There will be more than one facilitator, but we have one already locked up. Details about dates, meeting times, and what to expect. If you're looking for connection, encouragement, and spiritual growth, this is for you. More details tomorrow. And the reason it is tomorrow is not just because I want to put out a tease, okay? It's because I'm putting the finishing touches on the private group page for you lovely ladies of faith. So, and I'll do it tomorrow night after probably 6 o'clock or something like that, right around there. All right. And then, so that's one thing. And so, and then I'll also release something else tomorrow night. There's going to be a new platform. It's well known, for MindfixTV tomorrow. I've been wanting to wait. I wasn't ready to jump on this particular platform, but now I am, and I'll announce that tomorrow night as well. It'll give you even more access to things. So let's put it that way. Okay. And then I mentioned about the MindfixTV audio. That's the one thing. It is live. It is out there now, but I have not. There is one audio podcast on it, but I didn't do one this week, and I will do one probably tomorrow. And put it out there. So MindfixTV audio, okay. Let me do this. MindfixTV audio. That will be on, where am I at? Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. So what I will do is, not all my podcasts that are on, and I'm going to touch on those, what's coming finally. My podcasts that are streaming like right now, these live ones with video, sometimes depending on the subject of the podcast, I will put it on the other platforms as well. They will not go on those platforms live in real time. They'll be the recorded versions of it, and they'll be usually on the next day. But there will be audio podcasts strictly made for that. Okay. And it's going to be easier for me to have some other guests on with the audio, almost like listening to the radio, if you will. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. So for those of you who like, you like Spotify or Apple Podcast and all that, or you can even stream it in your car, if you will, if you're driving. So, okay. What else here? Let's see. Get this business out of the way. Um, Interviews will be pushed now because my interviews are very far and few in between. I realize that. And a few interviews I have done, they've been very selective and of importance. But those are coming. I have some I know, a little boring, if you will, but not really. Okay. I do have some because we are now 1 year away from the midterms. I will have some Ohio candidates on that are running, and I will be interviewing them. I'm considering opening up since I just don't have an Ohio based audience. I have everybody across the country. So there's a possibility if somebody reaches out to me, wants to use my platform. It depends on the person, but put it that way. But I'm not trying to be biased about that. I'll be willing to bring them on the show as well. Those will be separate. Those won't be like my live podcast at all. Those will be pre-recorded things. I already have a couple other things in the can that I have not released yet, and I will release them soon. I once talked about a young man coming on here who's really into politics, and that's Cam. And I'm going to have Cam on soon, and looking forward to that. So I've never seen an interview with a child when it comes to the world of news and politics ever. Uh, and like I said, I'm working on something as well with the involvement of our youth, put it that way. And let's hope that goes in a direction that I see, especially leading up to the midterms within this year, this new year coming in. So that'll be coming. Also coming back, and I'll be announcing that probably tomorrow as well. Also coming back, joining MindfixTV will be Jason Alborn from over in Australia. I've done a few podcasts with Jason before. This is, let me grab it here. I think I got Jason here. I'll bring an image up on your screen. Here it is. A recent interview. Some of you might know this lady that he just interviewed. And there's Jason Alborn right there. Jason's coming back. And Jason has a good connection to many guests. He really does. A lot of people. He's interviewed some big ones. You know, as you see right in front of you, Victor Hanson Davis. I can go on and on and on. So bringing Jason back. Jason and I talk all the time, frequently, periodically, if you will. Frequently, periodically, if that makes sense. We have such a difference in time, and we have to make it work. But he'll be coming back on, and we've been discussing this for a while, and I'm very excited about that. Okay. So get rid of that there. All right, Jason. Okay. And then what else we got here? All right. All right. So that's really the updates for now. And I just want to, here's what I want to say before we get the juicy part of the show going. It's been years and that I've been doing this, if you will. I've been doing media since the 90s, since late 80s. But as far as this goes, it was in Donald Trump's first presidency, I made a decision to stop what I was doing and jump on here and start reporting the news. Back then it was different. Before I took this microphone, I really wanted to find somebody else to do this, but I've become comfortable. I will say this, that it's been a long road. It's been a long journey. It's been an amazing journey, ups and downs. We've all been through it together. It's been a crazy world of news, but I've always had a vision for MindFix Entertainment under the umbrella name of MindfixTV. To expand. And when I say that, it's not, I just don't want it about news. And this is why I want to offer other things as well. There's going to be books and films soon. That's big stuff right there. Okay. And it's taken a long time, but these things take a long time. These are things you just can't rush into. For example, like the women's Bible study, incorporating this, and there will be other things coming by getting the right people on. I won't announce what they are, but You get the idea. What qualifies me? Look, even though I'm behind, for example, this first thing, the women's Bible study, I'm not going to be involved, except technically. Okay. The women will see a couple posts from me in the private group, just welcoming them, but I'm backing off. This is all women. I want turning it over. There's already women moderators in the group. It's all set up. So, but what qualifies me is, for example, you all heard about my past. I know what it takes to overcome, and I know what community means. This is why talking about the community when it comes to like Facebook. Okay. I know what community means when it comes to, hold on one second. What comes to, hold on. I'm going to grab in real time. This is why I need moderators. Okay. One second. I'm going to mute somebody on. I apologize. Okay. I just opened that up. I saw a spammer in the chat. Okay. But community is very, very important. I was heavily involved with a local church here. Again, my background, I went to Catholic school my whole life, Catholic upbringing, Catholic school. After becoming an adult and a knucklehead and veering off into the world of alcohol, drugs, and addiction, I didn't go back to the Catholic Church, but I got involved in a non-denominational church. I got involved, very deeply involved with Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay. And I got, as far as the church goes, I got involved with the tech team at this. It was a big non-denominational church. The name of the church is Grace Church in Middleburg Heights, Ohio. And I was involved there for many years. And I also I help start meetings. I'm very experienced when it comes to leading groups, whether they're recovery groups or whether they're even faith-based groups. I've had the opportunity to do those things, and I've gotten very comfortable speaking in front of people, if you will. It took me a long time. The first time I started speaking in front of people was in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I literally, before I took the podium the first time, I studied for years the fear of public speaking. That's, you know what? That's everybody's number one fear. That dying is second. Isn't that crazy? But and then I was speaking over and over and over again in front of a live audience crowd. And I just got comfortable doing it. And then I, got comfortable doing groups and leading and being a facilitator and doing all those things. Doing those things there's a pressure to them because you want to do it right. You want to do it with responsibility, and you want to make sure that everybody in the group is listening and getting what you're saying. But the most important thing that I always do is pray before I would ever do one of those things. Because the moment I start making about me, everything goes to crap. So, again, this is what I'm looking for in people. I think you'd be happy with the facilitators as far as that Bible study goes, as well. But like I said, I was very involved with that. And I've always envisioned, I watched the churches, media, entertainment, things that I want to bring out, and things I've already written, they're ready to go. And also, I know the format when it comes to things like Alcoholics Anonymous, Celebrate Recovery, the church itself, non-denominational groups, Bible studies, men's groups. I've never been in a women's group, obviously, but I know there is a very important element to separate men and women when it comes to certain things. Okay, because there's a dangerous combination sometimes, depending on what the group's purpose is, putting men and women together. But I was taught to, in many aspects, to try to go to men's groups only. Okay. And this is why I thought, and the reason I chose a women's group first is because the demographics of people who follow me are higher percentage is female. And I thought, okay, well, there's an opportunity there to offer something. And there's no profit here. We're not charging or anything like this. This is something we just want to have the courage to do. People are volunteering, and we'll see where God takes it. Just like my platform, I started with just a couple people, and we'll see what happens. So, yes, I do have the experience in the background when it comes to these things, what to look for, and the dynamics of putting it together. And the most important thing is to make sure it's pure, authentic, and from the heart. So, all right. So enough of that. So that's the updates for MindfixTV. All right. Bring you kids back on screen here. You guys still with me? All right. So let's check it out. Let's go. We're going again. Here we go. We're going to pivot really good. All right. Let's have a little fun. Let's kick the show off this way with the fun. Let's see what we have. I saw the first maybe 50-ish, I think. About 165 comments right now. So it says the fun. And again, this was born by accident, if you will. And the first time I did this, I was in literal tears. Okay. I was a little prepared this time. But the first time I did this, I'm like, this has nothing to do with news or anything like that. But it went well. And I remember thinking everybody was involved. It was fun. People were laughing. And it's like, all right, there's the key. That's what I got to start putting in with this crazy world of news and politics and doom and gloom. So let's check it out. Your first name is the color of your underwear you have on right now, if you do. I learned in the first game, a lot of people, my audience, for some reason, there's a decent percentage that apparently does not like to wear underwear. No judgment here. No judgment at all. And your last name is the last thing you ate this evening, today. And that's your 80s rock star name. So let's check it out. Blue waffles, blue drumstick, white cracker. I'm not sure I'd go with that one. That could cause an issue. I'm going to scan through some of these. Here's my point. Commando roast beef. There's the audience again. My audience does not like to wear underwear. Black meatloaf. Jeremiah's commando summer sausage. Okay. I'll leave that one alone. Commando baked tater. I like that one. Commando baked tater. Sounds like Sling Blade. Pink pudding. No comment. Commando Ezekiel bread. And I remember saying, perfect name for a drummer. If you didn't get a chance to comment, put it in the chat right now. Commando Ruben. I like that. Could be the lead singer. Striped banana. Blue cabbage. Well, I'll fix you. I'll help you with this one. Nude cookie, but how about commando cookie? That's got a good ring to it. White taco. Pink protein shake. I remember seeing this. I know what I said. I said that's a good name for a backup dancer. So meet our backup dancer for this evening. Pink protein shake. Pink brisket. Black watermelon. Pink enchilada. Blue milk duds. I'll keep it a family friendly show. We'll leave that alone right now. Oh, goodness gracious. White granny panties. Reese fast pick. Oh boy. This is the way you really get to know who's really following this page. This is so politically incorrect. Black cracker. and I all I did was I did that. Let's see. Let's go down some. I didn't see any of these, I don't think. I think I kind of stopped there. Let's see something that really jumps out. Lavender shrimp, purple peanuts. Black cookie, white taco, black spaghetti, pink nuts. Okay. And it's a girl. Oh boy. White ho-ho. Okay. Beavis and Butthead. I can't see your comments right now, guys. I'll be with them in a minute because I'm on the Facebook page actually. White fish taco, striped Tostitos, purple crackers. Underwear sales are really down. Now I'll help you out with that one. It's Commando chocolate, blue bologna. Hey, I had a bologna sandwich today. Commando salami on backup vocals. Floral navy seafood nachos. Okay. There's always a lot of comments in these posts. It's fun. It's Saturday night. I only do it on Saturday night. All right. So that's pretty much it right now. I'm sure it'll grow. I always notice it gets a little more wilder the later the night gets. I think some people get a few drinks in them. But let's stop sharing that right there. All right. Let me go to your comments. Let me back up here. Oh, there's a bunch. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it's the weekend. Absolutely. Jeremiah says, we weirdos. Don't put me in your category. No, I'm honored to be in your category. Gray banana cake. Okay, pink cottage cheese. I'll leave that alone. Brown grilled cheese. Blue Boston baked beans. That almost sounds like a name of a song. Maybe we could sing that. You know, I've already named the lead singer, drummer, backup dancers. Opening tonight's show with the number one hit on the top 40, Blue Boston baked beans. Silly. This is silly. Juvenile. But it's fun. There's nothing wrong with that. My childlike faith. It can be juvenile. Commando meatloaf. Yes, that's what I'm saying right there. What is mine? You know, I don't even know. I'm not about to check live on the air. I really don't know what color. What color underwear I have on. I don't know. And I had there's nothing creative with me tonight. I had chicken. So to be free and talk honestly. What is my name again? I don't know what it is. But if you're new, some people have there's a nickname for me. It's the dude. And if you're new, quick story, how it happened. A few years ago, some lady came onto my Facebook page. I think she was a liberal. I don't know. She went bat crap crazy on me. I don't even remember what the post was about. And all she kept doing was, I was like, she was spamming my comments, and she kept addressing me as dude. And she said, this dude don't know his ass from a hole in the wall. This dude, she's just throwing me under the bus, calling me every name in the world. This dude, that, this dude, that. I didn't get offended. As a matter of fact, I was live on the air, and I had a breakdown. I've never had a breakdown since like that. And I was in tears live on the air. I was rolling. It was so funny to me. Because I really haven't been called dude in quite a long, long time, you know, back in the day, I was kicking it in the 80s. What's up, dude? But not since. And I had an absolute meltdown of laughter and tears. And ever since that show, people just started calling me dude. So it wasn't self-given, that's for sure. And that's the story. That's the legend. Right. That's why sometimes I say dudettes. Welcome, dudes and dudettes. Okay, let's talk about that. This is the craziest comment right now. I can't believe we're talking about this live on the air, but I said anything goes tonight. All right. What is your secret to being on the air for 2 hours, which I usually am, without a trip to the bathroom? I need that secret. Well, there isn't a secret. It's usually distraction of keeping talking. But just moments ago, I literally said that I probably should have used the restroom before I came on the air. And I was thinking about that the other day, and I don't have a card loaded up in the podcast here that says, please stand by with some music. Because I thought, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'll put a please stand. I won't tell anybody. I just put a please stand by and keep something on the screen. And now that you said that, you're killing me. You know what? Let me see something. Let's see here. I'm going to do something that I've never done before. So, seriously, please stand by. We just made history. That comment literally made me have to go to the restroom. I was just don't think about it. That's all. That's the secret. Luckily, the bathroom's right there. See, there are commercial breaks on Fox News, and they will, during commercial break, run to the bathroom. I don't have any commercial breaks. Did I wash my hands? I put water on them. Uh-oh, I got a spammer. Got a spammer. There we go. Got rid of them. All right. I'm actually nuking spammers live on the air. See, I said, don't bore me. Don't bore the audience. And we're going to get you involved right now. And that's the number one rule. And if I have to get up and go live to the bathroom live on the air, if that's what it takes to keep you engaged, I will. Yes. Yes. This comment right here. That's exactly what it was. That's what it was. For God and country. What I won't do for my country. Right, exactly. I have to, and I've been thinking about that for a very long time, which is something I want to do. So, you know what? Now that you mention it, let's pivot here and stop talking about me going to the bathroom. I think I'm going to do that real soon. Very, very minimal charge. Okay, because I know what's going on out there. But if my audience during a podcast, depending on the nature of the podcast, some are really big in numbers. But like I always know, Saturday night's usually low, because most people are out watching TV, watching a football game, depending on what time of year it is, etc. But if you really want to advertise your business or stuff, get a hold of me. We'll talk. Believe me, I'll work with you. All right. Nice fireplace. All right. So what I want is try and stop making it about me. What I want now is open up the comments. Okay. This is a questions are fine, or tell us something, us, the audience, me, the audience. Engage with us. Okay. Something to keep our attention. So now's your opportunity. Ask away. It's fine. If you want to ask a news question, I won't stay on it because I want to keep the show flowing. All right. I'll be glad to answer it if I can, or you can help me answer it. But now's the time for either a question, tell us something. Maybe you peed behind Walmart today. I don't know. Maybe you saw Bigfoot behind Walmart today. I have no idea. You want to talk conspiracy theories? We could do that. I'd be more than glad to. Now is a good opportunity because you don't see those things posted on my page. That was something to wake up to. I dozed off. Oh, good. You're in the airport. You were in the airport today. How about that? Answer yours. Okay. I don't know what your question was because the comments are going. Could you ask it again? Please. Pretty please. Yes. Ohio construction does suck. Orange barrel heaven. Saw Bigfoot in Walmart. You know what? I don't go in the store too much, but when I do, it's usually grocery store once a week, and I laugh at all the people wearing masks. So, love a good conspiracy theory. There you go. I'm glad I can encourage everybody here. So that, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that in the future. If that ever happens again, live on the air, I will put up a card, and that will be your moment and opportunity to go ahead and go to the bathroom as well. We'll do it as a group, as a collective. Well, you know what? The pipe bomber thing, I reported the one story that the Blaze reported, okay? I'm not ready to do that yet because there's evidence. I believe it. I do, but I'm a little hesitant to really talk about it too much until it's really concrete. And I think it is. but that's who I am. You know that. Okay. Do I believe in the moon landing? You know what? Put it this way. Since the moon landing, we have not attempted, or we have not gone back, and the things we can do today and the things that Elon Musk can do today, and we're not even going to the moon. So that should tell you pretty much that I have serious doubts and questions. All right. Is there a conspiracy I question? Well, that depends on how you look at it. I mean, I'm with all you guys in the JFK boat. You know, um, we can go down the, well, that's not really conspiracy. I was going to say Epstein, but JFK being number one. Growing up, it was always Bigfoot. I thought that was entertaining. I know some people who are huge believers in Bigfoot. Really, seriously. I don't. I'm not. Um, I'm not saying that certain things don't exist out there, but yeah, that's all I'm saying with that. I'm going to answer this question. I know Princess Di is alive. Is she married to President Donald Trump? Not Melania. I think it's best for me to politely decline in answering that question. I think that is the best answer that I can give you right now, because I have spoken on these things before. I have a very strong stance, and all I'll say is this: I do not like when people put in, just me, in my comment section. I just challenged somebody yesterday, and they would tell me certain people are dead, they've been dealt with and executed and hung, or whatever they say. And I asked for proof, and they instantly turn into a lunatic liberal. They're not a liberal, or apparently on our side, but that's their defense mechanism. Because I said, give me receipts, show me the proof. I'll even post it to all my pages. And they can't do that. There is no proof. So my point to that, I don't entertain those things, and I don't waste my time on those things. And I'm not trying to offend you at all. That's the best answer I can give you. Okay? All right. Yes, the moon landing, I'm with you on that one as well. Yeah, throw them out there. Any conspiracy theory you want to talk about. All right. Brian says, I don't think it's fake. If that's what we're talking about, because the comments can get bunched up. When do I predict the Supreme Court gives? I don't know. Maybe I should do this. Well, it's late Saturday night. It's not going to happen. You just reminded me to go ahead and check the news real quick, because every time I'm not live on the air, not paying attention to the live news feed, something happens. I don't see much going on, so it seems to be quiet tonight. Those landline calls reach the moon. Prove me wrong. Interesting. A third shooter? I don't know. I believe in the second shooter. That's for sure. Renee says, I think the moon landing was fake. Lots of further info out there. There's a movie that, as a matter of fact, I was on Prime flipping something to watch, and I think it's Channing Tatum, I don't know the name of it, but they made a movie about this. I think it's a comedy. I've not watched it, but I know it's based on um, being on a movie set from what I saw in the trailer and faking the moon landing and selling it to the American public. I don't know. I'm sure some of you may have seen the movie. I haven't seen it. So, did Trump really say the state? What stadium? What are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What did I miss? Are we building a new stadium? I know we are here in Cleveland. We have the worst football team there is, but they're getting a brand new dome stadium out here on the west side of Cleveland. And I'll be moving right there in the very near future. Yeah. Just great topic. Again, we'll just go through it fairly quick. I know they have to. They have to nuke the filibuster. I don't know how it gets done, but we're going to talk about news for a minute. This is the number one thing that Trump is pushing over and over and over again. Matter of fact, I'll check his True Social right now, live on the air. Hold on. So the last thing he wrote 3 hours ago was terminate the filibuster, and it's there at the top of his page. And he said it several times. So, yes, I think it needs to be done. For everybody out there saying this, that you're scared and worried because Democrats are going to win back the House, take back the Oval Office, and the things they're going to do. Look, number one, they're going to do that anyways. Okay. I've said this for a while now. I do not see a Democratic president for a very, very long time. And I know you're concerned right now by seeing what we saw this week in New York City and the craziness of the people celebrating Mandami and socialism, communism. We need to nuke the filibuster. And again, for anybody saying we shouldn't, I disagree. Because saying we shouldn't means we have no balls. Because I've always said the Republican Party is spineless. I have said that before. And they need to get a set of balls, and they need to be firm. The only one showing that he has a set of balls is President Trump. But he has the right people. I'm not talking about the people on the Hill, but the right people around him. He's got a good administration around him. We have to end that right now in order for Donald Trump to achieve what he needs to achieve. I guarantee you that they've already thought about 2028. They know the candidate for 2028, and they already have a plan, a 4-year plan for 2028 and the next president. Just like they had a plan, whether you want to believe it or not, regarding him running for president. Perhaps the legend says they asked him to run for president. Who is they? Some people behind this group of a 17th letter that we call white hats. And it's just taking years to get here. And I know there is a large group of people who have lost hope, who will comment every single day on my page. I'll believe it when I see it. Wake me up when arrest happens. I get it. I understand. I'm sympathetic. But at the same time, I posted something today. What a time to be alive. Only if you could, whatever I said about hope you're paying attention. A lot of people seem to look at the negative. They put a magnifying glass on the negative, then they become doubtful. Then they complain. And that becomes normal. And you will see it often. And whatever page you're on, just look at the comments from certain people. And you will see a regular flow of negative comments and doubt and worry. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm not throwing anybody out of the bus. But I'm saying there's no way to live. God has opened doors for me as a direct result of my faith. Not knowing a damn thing, not knowing how I would get there, not knowing how certain money would come my way, doors would be opened. I didn't know how. I just had to remain in faith and say, I trust you every single day. I trust you. I love you. I surrender all. And then day after day, when that's not happening right away, remaining in that faith. And then when the times come, like the times I'm describing right now, when you have great concern, doubt, fear, and worry, that is the time, the most important time that you're supposed to even praise him more and trust him more if you possibly can, because that's when breakthrough happens. And I believe that just because right now, let's talk about, Q, the plan, trust the plan and all that stuff. Okay. I believe it's way bigger than that. I believe the hand of God is on this. Now, I know you feel like Moses in the desert right now, but I still believe the hand of God is on this. The reason I believe that, because Donald Trump is your president of the United States right now. He should be dead. We all witnessed that. He could be in prison. He beat that. He dodged a bullet. He beat every indictment. And he's the president of the United States. Do you think he did that alone? Of course he didn't. How can you not believe? Is my question to you. So yes, they should nuke the filibuster. And we should allow President Trump to accomplish everything that he needs to accomplish. And trust the plan that many people the people that aren't awake, some will again wake up. We will have the majority for a very long time. We had it this last election. Okay. The woke left did not win. Once again, she did not win. It was a red map, and it will continue to be that way, because the amplification of these nut jobs on TV, and I do post them too because I want people to be aware, the amplification of these nut jobs, voting for a Mondami, praising Mondami in socialism and communism, nut jobs in California, not all of you, living, just enjoying living that way. They don't care. They don't give a damn about Mondami. They don't give a damn about Gavin Newsom. Okay? They don't give a damn about any of their policies. All they care about is doing the opposite of MAGA, doing the opposite of Donald Trump. That is their agenda. They get off making those TikTok dancing videos and dancing to that Mondami song because they know we will see it. They are asleep. They fell asleep at the wheel. They are misinformed. They are uneducated. I'm not saying that as a dig. They just haven't educated themselves enough. Part of that was because of the culture or where they went to school, etc. It was designed that way. End the filibuster now. This is a critical moment in time in American history. And I posted that video earlier of the lady, the elder lady from, what was the name of that? Their channel. It escapes me. It begins with a P. But they do a really good job. What she said in that, some of it was about Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene, but that's not what I'm referring to. She talked about how the people that are complaining right now, this is so important. She's so wise. Why haven't I said this publicly? She has said that the people complaining right now about, forget about getting involved with other countries, only focus on us, give us our SNAP benefits, send me a check, whatever it is, do not realize that his foreign policies right now are actually turning into domestic policies. The reaping of what Donald Trump is doing right now has not come to our doorstep yet. It is near. It is very near. That's why he's posting today about the insurance companies. He's posting, yes, I saw your comments, about 50-year mortgage. That can be controversial, but it also cannot be very much. And I can see the positive side to it. Okay. Jerome Powell will be gone very soon. Rates are going to go down. He posted today on purpose about the houses going down. But people find fault in all that or negative. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to question. Okay. So please don't get mad at me. But I can see it on the surface. And people would talk about Nasara Jasara for years. And I've come on the show many times. And I said, I don't believe in the internet Nasara Jasara, but I believe in a form of it. And I see it. I see it happening right now. This is why everything Trump is talking, if you pay attention to every moving part, if you look at my Facebook page and take a majority, not all of them, but a majority of my posts throughout the day, they all connect. Whether he's putting a post out about billions of dollars from another country investing in the United States of America, to John Brennan, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page getting subpoenaed. Everything is connecting. And you say, how does that connect? Timing. It's connecting. I'm telling you, there is a moment coming that you're really going to just say, man, I blinked and I missed that. It is around the corner. It is close. I told my daughter personally, I said, Nicole, that's her name. I said, Nicole, this is before Donald Trump got elected. I said, Donald Trump will be elected again. How do you know that, Dad? Dad knows that. I knew that. I even told all of you, I didn't even question it. I wasn't worried. I said, he's going to be elected again. And at that time, I told her, for you and my son-in-law, they're not first-time home buyers. They're renters like everybody else. Can't afford it. And rent's crazy. I said, just hang in there. Within a year and a half to 2 years of a Donald Trump presidency, you will be able to afford a home. It will be a lot easier. You'll have benefits as a first-time home buyer, and the market will drastically change. And we're not even a year into that presidency, and I can already see it. You have to allow certain things to unfold. Everything isn't going to be done overnight, and everything isn't going to be done at one swoop. But if you really sit back every single day and take a 40,000-foot view and look at all the news that Bruce posted or whatever, you can see it happening. Hence, this is why your faith needs to come into play and why you need patience and perseverance. And don't doubt. Boy, I went on to a little rant there, didn't I? Sorry, there's probably 100 questions. We're probably talking about Bigfoot and aliens by now. Okay. Okay, no, we're going to pivot, folks. I'm going to go from one thing to the next, and it's not going to flow. All right. I'll give you my take on this. And I'm going to ask you kindly, because I'm not going to bring up the comments after this regarding this question, this comment on your screen. So you can say it in the comments you want, but it's not coming up because I don't want to get into this. All right. And there's a reason. So there's a lot of conspiracy regarding Charlie Kirk. It's a lot to take in. I'm very skeptical. What do I do? And what's my answer to this? I see it out there. I stay away from it. I don't give it any of my time or my energy. I know it's out there. You can't not see it. Okay. I realize that Candace Owens is saying what she's saying. I know who's saying what. All right. And if I start posting, I did it once. And if I start posting that to my page, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to divide. Not me necessarily, but I'm going to put a story up that's going to cause division. Because a lot of people right now are taking real personal. And I notice what people take personal. You know what it is? It's when their conspiracy theory, they put so much into it and they invest into it, and you tell them, I don't believe it or they're wrong, they get very, very defensive. And at the end of the day, it's nothing we can prove. I don't care how many receipts a certain person has, because those receipts, if you really look at them, and I've seen those receipts, okay, there's some questions, but it's not major proof of anything. Okay. And what are we going to achieve? Let's say today, right now, tonight, we sit here on this show and I bring up all the receipts and we come to the conclusion that it was a conspiracy theory with Charlie Kirk. What are we going to solve? Is he going to come out of a closet and say, surprise? Okay. It's like JFK right now. Sure, we want answers, but what's it going to solve? What purpose is it going to serve me? It's not going to serve me anything, and there's nothing I can do with it. So let's just say, for example, in hindsight, that this was a conspiracy theory. Charlie's alive. And so the first question everybody said, why? What is the purpose behind it? For what reason did they do this? And I'm not getting into that right now. That's the first way I would go. What do I believe? I believe I witnessed a man shot and killed. And I know a lot of people are saying, this is what I got this week. I thought you were awake. I wrote a personal post about being awake. Never challenge me with an internet lie or an internet rumor without receipts. Nice. I know that sounds a little cocky. All right. I explained what awake means. And awake has nothing to do with politics, conspiracy theories, or news. But with this being said, I don't feed this. Okay. I don't know. Maybe one day, but I have said publicly that this is the new JFK conspiracy, and it will go on for years. I'll be gone. I'll be dead, buried, gone, and this will still be going on. This is why I'm giving it no energy, and I'm not looking into it. Now, if his close personal friends and loved ones want to do that and they have great questions, so be it. Okay. And I know people will say, well, what if it's foreign nations behind it? Well, I hope the elected officials that we did elect, they come out and tell us the truth. But until then, me personally, and what I do for a living, I have no interest in digging into that, because I know where my focus needs to be. And my focus right now, besides what I normally focus on when it comes to, I watch a lot of geopolitical things, the wars that are going on around the world, but mostly the moves that Donald Trump is doing. I'm watching the Trump administration play a live chess game in front of the world, and I'm watching every single move and trying to figure out what's coming next and how this fits here and fits there. Trying to stay ahead of everything. Okay, enough of that. Let's pivot. What about the Loch Ness Monster? There is a when I go up, I posted about Cedar Point today and the crazy terrorist attack that was stopped. And whenever I go up to that way, I go up to the islands often. My parents used to have a summer trailer home there. My daughter has a trailer home there, and my cousin and I kind of looking for getting by them right now. But I go up to my daughter's trailer often, and it's right by Cedar Point. And those are islands up here in Ohio, Put-in Bay, Kelly's Island, all that. Beautiful place. It's like a vacation. But when I go there's this little lake, if you will, on the you can see it from the freeway, and there's like it's like a tree, and it's perfectly shaped like that famous picture of the Loch Ness Monster. And every time I pass it, that's what I think about. But I don't know. Maybe so. I really don't have an answer for that. Do I believe in aliens? It doesn't matter what I believe. It's a matter what you believe. I believe there can be. Yes, I believe there can be other life out there. Because the reason for that is the infinite solar system, if you will. Okay. Why should we have the ego to believe that Earth is the only planet with life form on it? I don't know. I don't know. but I believe there can be. I don't know if it's into the realm like we see in Hollywood, okay? But I do know, um, I know there's a connection between demons and aliens. There's certain paintings. I even think, is it the Mona Lisa? It escapes me. I'd watch this stuff all the time. That you could see some of like Da Vinci's paintings, and you can look in the backgrounds. If you look closely, you can see something that replicates a spaceship, if you will. Quite bizarre. So quite interesting. Da Vinci's very interesting, but so was the robbery of the Louvre recently. That's something that'd be turned into a movie. But I'm very open to that. No question about it. How about past lives incarnation? There's so much to get into this. Boy, I can do an entire show on this. And I'm even at a point now where I believe certain new things that are a possibility. I'm not sure about incarnation or a past life. I think what I believe more is about expanding into another, call it code, if you will, too. Because our bodies are basically code, DNA. I believe everything's coded. I think if you ever got your entire, what was it? I remember studying something in a Bible study group when we would talk about laminin. Is that how you say it? And that's in your body and it's shaped like a cross. And then we talked about the makeup of your body. And if it was put on paper, it would roll, I don't know, like it could be 6 miles long or something ridiculous. The complexity of the human body. I just don't think our brains are able to comprehend that. And we could sit here and talk about that. And I don't think any of us in human form can comprehend what is next or how far this goes. I think we limit it. But I do believe in, I believe the body, the physical body dies, but our spirit never does. Consciousness goes on and on and on. Where we go next, I don't know, but I'm ready for the ride. All right, let's go. Let's go down a little bit. Okay, there's probably a lot of comments, and sorry, because I talked a little bit on a couple things. Would it be too much to ask if you're pro-Israel? Here's what I'll say. Okay, and I'll answer it. Right now, there's a great fight going on, and I will not get involved. I made one post about it, and I know who it is. I know Fuentes and Carlson and Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro and others. They're going at it. I even noticed Redacted this week, and that's Tucker Carlson's buddy on Redacted. I noticed him taking a stance for Tucker. I think it's terrible. I think it's a disgrace. The infighting that's going on. Now, I'm not saying, I'm talking as somebody who does my job. And the people I name right now have way bigger platforms than me. I think it's not good. I think it's serving no purpose. It's just a bunch of fighting. What I've come to the conclusion to is that many of these people are absolutely paid on both sides. I believe someone like, now I'm going to talk about the one side. I believe somebody like a Mark Levin gets a bigger paycheck from Israel than he does from Fox News. I believe all these people get a bigger paycheck from some foreign entity or outside source to push an agenda. Because why would you risk your platform knowing that you're about to divide your audience? Well, if you have a lot of money, you don't have to worry about that. Am I pro-Israel? I am pro-Bible. I am pro-Word of God. That should answer your question. Okay. I can't get to all your questions, folks. There's quite a few. Okay, you want to talk about this? Do you think it's fair to say that nor you or the ones who believe some are alive or dead cannot prove it either way, especially with knowing that they can put anything on TV? So, again, I'm open to the possibilities of people being dead, but I'm not going to start post. I will never post that ever unless it's proven. Okay. I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want to be that type of page. You want that stuff? There is millions of other pages that are pushing that, and you can enjoy it there. I stick to the facts, the truth, and what is going on in real time for the most part. Again, just like I talked about not giving my attention to certain topics, this is one of those topics. I don't go down that road. I don't see a reason to do that. Okay. I will tell you this much. No doubt during the Biden presidency, that wasn't Biden all the time. I've seen enough evidence. And again, presidents from all over the world have body doubles, several at that. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's real. But I've seen certain things with Biden. And we'll talk about a mask. So somebody's paying Biden, may have been wearing mask. Okay. For whatever reason. And it could be for security reasons. I get that. Or maybe the guy was, as far as I'm concerned, he might have been in a coma. We never knew. They could do that. But here's the thing I want to say. We're in trouble. That last part, especially with knowing that they can put anything on TV. I just did my last podcast on AI, and you're going to get several more continuous podcasts on AI. I'm going to update you. All right. Because I think this is the hot ticket. This is the world changing in real time. Matter of fact, that real time is super fast right now. Super fast. And I don't think enough people understand what is upon us and what is happening. Okay. I have said on this show, I'm all in with AI. What I mean by that, I am not conforming to the world. I am not going to be an observer, stand back, complain about it. This is me only, and complain about it. I'm going to use it for good and for my benefit for good, and to put stuff out for good. I'm not putting fake videos out. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Okay. You can see that garbage all over the place. I'm using AI for business purposes, but I'm studying it every day. I'm paying attention to what's going on with all the platforms, the big names, who Trump has got investing in with the United States in the race against China. I think this is the big one. This is the big story right now. Because, and I will say this on the air. I will say this right now. And some of you won't understand. Because, again, I might get messages after the show. What's wrong with you? You're a sellout. You're not awake. I know the dangers. I'm well aware of the dangers. I know where this can go. But this comment on your screen right now, it's going to get worse. And this is why I made a post recently that MindfixTV will have a watermark anytime I use anything. And I'm not doing it to manipulate people. I would do it because I might go along with a story. If it's an image or video, I put MindfixTV AI there. There is a label now with Facebook that you can hit a box or whatever you do. And you can label it AI. I've noticed that. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to try it here in the near future. I think that's good to have out there as well. Folks, I'm telling you right now, mark it, screenshot this. It's going to be so difficult very, very soon. It's already getting difficult. Okay. And this is why I made the decision to continue as I'm doing my platform. I'm going to continually inform you. I'm not going to spend my time every day saying this is real, this is fake. I get asked that. I've been asked that for years in my messenger. And again, don't take offense. I don't answer you. It's overwhelming. But I want to make sure that I am authentic, and that I'm continually putting out the truth, because if I thought I was busy before, I haven't seen nothing yet. And I know this. It is coming, and you're going to see movies, complete movies that you will not be able to, and they'll probably tell you, because I can see the first big blockbuster AI movie. You're not going to know. I watched that conference with Elon Musk the other day, and with Optimus, the future. I talked about how your doctors are going away, surgeons are going away. Okay, this is bigger than just AI videos. You know, what scares me, you talk about ending the filibuster and your concern for Democrats getting back in, okay? And then them doing whatever they want. What concerns me more is that they could probably run an entire presidency by then, because it's years. Let's just say that the Democrats, and they won't, to my audience, they won't. They get back in, and that's not until January 2029, January 20th. And the improvement of AI by then will be mind-blowing. The advancement of AI will be mind-blowing. They could probably run an entire presidency and do it all AI generated and fool the entire country. That's concerning. We've seen movies in the past, back in the day from the 90s, that movie Dave, where he was the president and he ended up having a stroke or whatever, and he was on life support, and they got a guy to come in and fool the American public. Now it's at a point now where they don't even have to have a human being to do that. They can use AI. So it's quite concerning where this is headed. Now it's up to humanity, to police AI, and to keep it under control. But I have great concern with it. But this is why I'm not going to sit back here and be the guy all worried. And I'll tell you what I was going to say. I'm going to be the guy who is studying it, who is staying ahead of it. And I'm not going to be no expert, but I'm going to do the best I can. And I'm doing the best I can right now. And I'm not going to be an observer. I'm going to use it for the better, for good. Because I know already on my heart and my discernment, and it tells me, don't be afraid of it. Because right now, I have a choice. I can use it to do bad. I think anybody can if they really wanted to, in especially a year from now. I'm not doing that. But God has told me, go ahead and use it. Use it for good. What's my alternative? Not to use it, not to do any of this. Go off into the woods like Ted Kaczynski in a Unabomber and live off the grid. I don't think I don't have the capability to do that, though. But I am doing that. And I will tell you the controversial one, what I'm doing right now. And this is the truth, because I am transparent. I have had a long talk with my daughter, and I have told her, and you do that with this what you will. Now, I am not telling anybody how to parent, but I have told her that my grandsons cannot be an observer of AI. Now, they're going to be involved with it. So are your grandchildren, whether you like it or not. And I told them they can't be an observer. They've got to learn it, understand it, and that this way they're not caught off guard. And they could be leaders in this world for good, for light. Okay? But the reality is, this world, the world you and I knew back in the day, me being an 80s guy, Gen Z, Gen X, those days are gone and they're over with. Okay? Sadly, it hurts. But watching the Terminator back then and scaring the crap out of us, which it did, and I could see why people now, and they always talk about that AI is here. The Matrix talked about AI as we gave birth to AI, and the Terminator references as well. And people fear this, and I could see why they fear this. And the older we are, the more we're going to fear it, and the more, because we don't like change, and it sucks and all that. But I could see a lot of wonderful things coming out of AI as well. But again, my grandchildren are going to stay ahead of the curve. And because I don't want them to be the people caught and be off to the sidelines. And I don't want them to be controlled by it. I want them controlling it for themselves. So I hope I made sense. What's up with the comments? Not streaming under your video? I don't know. I don't work for Facebook. I'm not being a jerk. I have no idea. Just Facebook format, I guess. I don't know. Is it? What? Let me take a look. What, they're not streaming? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, you got to pop out the video. A lot of people don't understand how to use. I'm not picking on you. Still don't know how to use technology. Pop the video out. Okay. I'll show you. Let me bring it on screen. Here, I'll get back to your questions. Bring it on your screen. Okay, so there I am. You're talking about this under here. You can only see so many comments. Pop it out. Oh, you got to pop out the video. There we go. So see how I popped it out and opened it up? See? Now you can see all the comments off to the side. See that? Yep. That's all you got to do. I will send you my bill for tech support, and that'll be $19.95. All right. No, I won't do that. All right. Let's get back to this here. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Let's see. My goodness, there's a lot. I have no idea. I know what this is. But wait, right there. Prometheum. That's that platform of those ladies. Yeah. That I couldn't think of it. To nuke the filibuster happens how, though? Vote. President Trump just says to explain. How about this? I have a better idea. Would you guys really like to see how this works? How about we do this? Why don't we ask my personal AI assistant live on the air? I can give it to you. I know what it is, and it can happen within an hour. But I want to show you, and I'm going to show you AI on your screen. All right. So let me open up Chat GPT. Yes, I pay for it as well. I pay for everything. So many platforms. But it's not because I'm some junkie. It's because I use them and they're beneficial. But the only AI platform I pay for is Chat GPT. So let me share the screen. This should be interesting. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring this off the screen right now. And I'm going to show it to you. Take that down. So hold up in your comments first because I'm not going to see any of them right now. Okay, let's go to ChatGPT, my personal one. Okay, is it on there? There we go. So let me explain before I get started. They might address me as me or MindfixTV. There's a trick to AI. Okay, you have to get what I have done with AI. I have got personal with AI and allowed them to understand my business goals, what MindfixTV is, who it is, what I do, to help me with the news. AI helps me daily with the news. I have used it to do confirmation, confirming things, whether true or not. And then I write everything, but I'll give it to AI and say, mostly for grammar type things. It'll help me with that, but I write everything. But they'll sometimes shape it for me a little bit. It's no big deal, but it's got to know me. So let's do this. So right now, the question I want to ask it exactly, and you'll see it come up, is explain the steps it takes to end the filibuster. Oops. Right now. Oh, that's not a question. All right, so that's just the basic command, and here we go. And I've already done this because I wanted to make sure myself. All right. So the steps make sense. Context. Filibuster is not a law. It is a Senate rule. Can you see that? Let me make sure. Yes. Okay. So you're with me. Okay. Hold on. All right. Because it's a rule, the Senate can change it at any time with a simple majority using what's commonly called the nuclear option. President Trump has been talking about the nuclear option. A parliamentary maneuver that bypasses the 60 vote rule. How to end this filibuster step by step. Let's go over it quickly. One, a senator raises a motion to change the rules, which would be, I believe it has to be John Thune, the Senate leader. All right, majority leader. I move that the Senate. Here's the words. I move that the Senate end debate on all motions with a simple majority vote. The presiding officer rules the motion requires 60 votes. Okay, under the current rule, cloture ending debate requires 60 votes. So the presiding officer will state that motion can't pass without 60. This is formality. 3, a senator challenges the appeals, that ruling. A senator immediately appeals. I appeal the ruling of the chair. Now, this forces the entire Senate to vote on whether the presiding officer was correct. The Senate will then vote on the appeal. Here's the crucial part. The vote on the appeal is decided by a simple majority of 51 votes. If 51 senators vote to overturn the chair, then the ruling is changed. Step 5, the new precedent becomes rule. Once the ruling is overturned, a new Senate precedent is created. The filibuster is either eliminated or modified, depending on what they want to do, and they want to eliminate it. This becomes the new operating rule immediately. Key takeaway. The Senate does not need 60 votes to remove. Ending the filibuster will only take 51 votes through the nuclear options. That's why it's called the nuclear. It bypasses the 60 votes. So there's a summary right there. 5 steps, and they could be done quickly. If you want, I can rewrite see how now you guys get to see the inside world of MindfixTV. I can rewrite this as a shorter social media post or a MindfixTV news report. Okay. And if I want them to do that, they will design that for me. And then when they write it, I give it command saying, I don't like this. I eliminate that sentence, replace it with what I tell them. All right. So, but I'll ask it another question. Now I showed you the process. How quickly can this process happen? Can it happen? Can it happen on the same day? Yes, it can happen the same day. Here's how fast it can move. Speed of ending the filibuster. Let's see where it says here. Hold on. I know I'm going fast forward. But yes, it's the same day. Senate can end a change in a single session. Here it is, first sentence. Senate can end change within minutes or hours. Depends how they want to drag it out. But it can be all done on the same day, bottom line. That's repeating pretty much what I just discussed. But there it is. Okay. And you're right. The Dems will go ballistic. Now, here's the thing. Democrats will do the same thing if they get back in. No question about it. Okay. But they're not happy that we know what's going on. We know what's happening. And they're afraid of like little Jamie Raskin yesterday wouldn't say that they were all for ending the filibuster, but now they're against it because Trump is going to have control. And not just control, what he is going to do when that filibuster ends will change the game, will change the country, and things will move so much faster that it's going to be lightning speed. And the Democrats are going, this is it. The Democrats are in the abyss and they're holding on by one vine and they're dangling in the wind. And this will destroy them. It would absolutely destroy them. So the next time you want to worry about, oh, they're going to get back in power, don't even entertain that in your mind at all. You're right, Brian. This is going to show who the rhinos are. You're correct about that. Okay. We've already seen some Republicans turning rhino, if you will. I'm not going to throw any names out there. You see it. but we already see that. I don't understand the question. Why don't they vote yes before this happens? I'm not understanding that. I mean, they have to vote yes to end the filibuster. Unless I'm not understanding. Um, who would I like to see run in 2028? I won't give you an answer because a lot of people are doing that right now. I know Bannon's doing the whole 2028 thing. You should shut up, in my opinion. But not my show. We got too much going on in the here and now right now. I'm trying to be polite, and I'm just being honest that there's so much going on right now. I don't even want to post it, but I know this is friendly right now. If I had to answer, I would say, well, JD Vance is in the running, but it's too early to say because somebody can come out of the woodwork. So they have a plan, and whatever that plan is, I'm going to continue to trust it. Okay. Random. Your hair looks nice. New hair. Thank you. The new do. All right. Everyone call your representative and tell them to get behind and do it. They should be blowing them up, the phones now. Nuke it. There you go. Yeah, the Dems will go ballistic. And I'll see, I haven't posted that breakdown. I knew what I was going to say. I haven't posted that because it's not gone to the floor. If they go to the floor and I hear breaking news, they're going to the floor, they're going to, put the motion in. Then I will go ahead and post it to all my social media posts, what I just saw you break it down, the steps. Because I didn't even know how it works. Okay. I had an idea, but I had to research it myself. So I'll post that to all my sites. But I'm telling you, President Trump is pushing this. This is a big, big part of the plan, a huge part. It's going to be terrible if, people like Thune and whoever else don't want to do this. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Do I think? I don't know, but they should. Like I said years ago, I was hired by my church to film uh, um, an event, and one of the guest speakers spoke about how he fled the Middle East, and he spoke about how Sharia law is coming to America. This is back in like 2010 or something like that. I can't remember, right around that time, and it was so impactful, and it was like I wasn't fearful, but I felt the fear of like, oh my goodness, what if? And I'll never forget that. And now I'm seeing it. I'm like, they have to do something. And yes, I totally agree, because in the Q drops they talk about the Muslim Brotherhood. Okay, and I know the New World Order stands for the new, doesn't stand for new, it stands for Nazi. But I've always said this is a continuation of World War II under that regime. But they talk about the Muslim Brotherhood quite a bit in there, and the connection. And they talk about Huma Aberdeen and being connected to Hillary Clinton and all that. And I know a lot of people are waiting. What's up with Dearborn, Michigan? And I'm around. I'm not far from there. I'm in Ohio, and it's just get in the car and go over there. Not far. And I do believe that needs to be addressed for sure. It is a major problem, and I hope it's with ICE as well, going in and seeing who's illegal. That's just one step. And then they're obviously monitoring them because they just broke up a terrorist attack. And Kash Patel told us it was directly from Dearborn, Michigan. That is the Middle East of the United States, by the way. And if you know nothing about it, I suggest you get busy and start researching it, and not to put fear into you, but it's a great concern. Okay. And just like with Mandami winning, they can't allow this to happen. I've been asked, I haven't answered, is Mandami winning a part of the plan? I don't have any certainty in an answer, if you will, but I think right now that it is number one priority I think New York can fall. Um, but I guarantee you that Donald Trump knows exactly what's going on. He doesn't need me or anybody else to tell him what's going on. They know all this. A lot's going on behind the scenes, not made publicly. And I assure you this will be addressed because President Trump knows um, what has to be addressed. And this is exactly why, okay, it is a foreign country. And that is exactly why, well, there's many things happening. And it's amazing to me. You're seeing the drug narco boats being blown up over there in Venezuela. And I know that Maduro is panicking right now, probably pleading to make a deal with the United States because his time is up. At any time now, his time is up. I know it is. And the drug flow into this country is at the top of the list. And that's something personal for me as a former recovering addict and being out there, et cetera, and knowing what it can do. And knowing what fentanyl has been doing to this country. And I'm telling you, you don't need a nuclear bomb or a missile or a bullet to take out this country. It is here, and it's in the form of fentanyl. And that is the nuclear bomb. And what President Trump is doing right now is truly amazing, patriotic, and that man loves this country. And don't be fooled. He knows exactly what's going on. There are many moving parts going on, and I'm amazed that we're able to address them all. Okay. I may have missed a big part of some of your questions. So, again, I'll do it this way. If amazing, you literally saw me go to take a bathroom break on this show. Never thought I'd see the day. Now's the moment. If there's anything you want to ask, I'll answer it in like a lightning round, and then we're going to get off the air. Okay. Yeah, Dearborn is not good. Not good. I was just talking today about property value there because right now I want to sell my mother's house, and she's very open to it because of property value and taxes and things like that. And so I was discussing about property values there in Michigan and Dearborn today, thinking, I wonder what it's like. I mean, are they easily is it gone down? What's the market like? I don't know. I'm curious. My thoughts on SNAP benefits. They'll be reinstated. If they end the filibuster, what I just described, they're reinstated. You know, it might take a couple days, but they'll be reinstated pretty much immediately. I think it was good to put that on the world stage because with 42 million Americans on it, there's way too much. And there's going to be reform. Okay. Just like Doge came in doing all the cutting. And Doge, by the way, folks, Doge is not done. Doge is still actively working and cutting and slashing. I just read a big article on it yesterday. So that's all going on. Just because it got a lot of attention in the beginning doesn't mean it went away. Oh, it's still happening. But yeah, they'll be reinstated soon. Again, the only answer to that is who's holding out. Why are they? I don't know who it is. Who's holding out? Not taking the motion to the floor. There's a reason because there are people probably holding out. This is why President Trump is on True Social several times a day in capital letters telling them to end the filibuster. So he's making sure he puts it out there, and he also wants it known who they are, so we know. You know, I don't know, but I hope so. I really do hope so. Because President Trump stated that today. I even said that. I don't care if they come to the table tomorrow and the Democrats cave and they open the government and everybody gets SNAP benefits tomorrow. Okay, fine. End the filibuster. End the filibuster. I have no idea what I'm supposed to forgive you for. Do I think it's all about drugs in Venezuela? No, I do not. But a big part of it is they are narco terrorists. Okay. Lots of cocaine comes out of there as well. China is using it for a route for fentanyl. So China is not coming to the United States. They're using the back channels going to Venezuela, Venezuela bringing it here. And I'm sure there's more stops in between, but I don't have any contacts with drug lords, so I don't know. But it's also about oil. Yeah. Let's see. Yes. Yes, there needs. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I almost block somebody. The boats that blew up, how no they are drug boats versus family? Oh, that's intel. Don't listen to that garbage that the Democrats and that crap you see online about. Don't even entertain that. We have the best intelligence in the world, the best satellites in the world. They know exactly who is on that boat, what is on that boat. They know so much. As a matter of fact, if they wanted to, they could tell you who you've been talking to, what's on your phone, what you had for dinner, okay, what time you normally take a shower, when you go to work, whatever it is you do. That's how good our intelligence is. So I don't fall for that propaganda online that they killed some family or something. No, accidents do happen in war, but right now these strategic targets of narco boats coming on the Caribbean waters, coming out of Venezuela, there's no mistake about it. I don't know. I think the land attacks right now are publicly being talked about on purpose to make Maduro nervous. I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think it's more of a lot of talk in the hopes, and I'm hearing things on certain good reputable channels that Maduro is starting to cave and wanting to talk and make a deal. I don't know how that's going to work, but guys want it for 50 million bucks. But and if they got to go in, they got to go in. But I know that's the last thing President Trump wants to do. And what he wants to do is once he gets Maduro out, okay, getting somebody in there who replaces Maduro, the right person, and then working together to end the trafficking and the drug flow into this country. So we are finally witnessing the real war on drugs. I don't. I haven't had my dog for a very long time. I had to give up my dog a few years ago. My dad got real sick. He had dementia right after my wife died, and I had to care for my father in between all my news reporting, and that was a very draining time in my life. And the dog was a puppy at that time, and I couldn't give him any more care. And he was so rambunctious that he was starting to. My father tripped, fell. He cut my father with his nails. We trimmed his nails. It was a big mess. Having somebody with dementia in the family consumes you, and you're trying to work still. I had to sacrifice him, gave him to a friend right around the corner, to a wonderful family of children. I had to make that sacrifice. But we just got a new dog. My grandsons did. I put him on the screen the other day. But I did get something. Guess what I just did? I don't have time right now. Unfortunately, I don't have time for a pet. So that's why I love the dog my grandson's got. So I go there all the time. I'm going there tomorrow to see him. I don't have time for a relationship. The only relationships I have are working. And because all my time is into MindfixTV. But I said, I need something. So what did I do? I decided to do something I know nothing about. And I am now owner of a plant, and looking at plants and studying plants and um, starting easily. I just bought a peace lily. It's not here yet. It's coming. And I have a friend who's doing it with me. And so we're going to raise plants together. And I found out I could talk to it. So I said, don't think I'm crazy. When I'm upstairs and I'm talking and nobody's there, I'm talking to my plant. So, yes, I'm getting into something I've never gotten into before, and I started with give me something easy that takes less maintenance and something I could talk to. I always thought of the movie, okay, um, Grumpier Old Men. In Grumpier Old Men, there's a scene with Walter Matthau when they're talking about, I think he's talking to what was the girl, the neighbor that came in, the beautiful woman, Ariel or something, and whatever, I forgot her name, but they were talking about plants, right? And he says, he says, "Well, I have a cactus in my bathroom, but we have nothing to say to each other." And when I remember that, and I thought, that's the route I go. If I ever get a plant, I got to get a cactus. No, I didn't do that, but I'm researching plants now. I'm kind of getting to know this world, and I'm starting with one and I'm gonna get another one, and then I'm going to get a plant here for the studio, okay, and then one for a certain window in the home, and it's my new thing now. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to learn a new thing. And that's the thing. I literally I asked AI the other day. They know my lifestyle. It knows my lifestyle, and it broke it down for me. I said, I don't have a pet. I want something I can talk to, something easy managed. They gave me 3 top choices, and I decided on the peace lily. And one thing about the peace lily, it says it'll droop when it needs water, and you can give it water within the hour, it will perk back up. See, I know something already. I would have never known this information. So it's crazy. I'm excited about a plant. Yeah, so this is my new thing. I'm excited to learn a lot more. Yeah, Mr. Green Thumb. Yeah. So yeah, I thought, music and talking, and I did research already, and the CO2 that you emit and everything else, and because I've seen things where people said, no, talk to the plant, and I'm at a point now where I'm talking to myself sometimes. At the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I'll get a plant. All right. Yeah. So now that the cat's out of the bag, we could let me put this on the screen. Now that the cat's out of the bag, by all means, I'll take some suggestions or any points. But remember, I'm a newbie to all this. I'm starting with the peace lily, and then I will become father to a few more plants. And I will take care of my children. These are my new children. Never thought I'd see the day. I'd be excited about this. I'm not well, I am very musical. Love music. Okay. But I don't play an instrument. Knew a couple strings and guitar, electric guitar, to some famous songs, some Pink Floyd songs. It's been a while. Oh, so yeah, I gotta name my plant. I will do that. I'll have to think about that. Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm sure there's some people out here who are great with the plants, horticulture, gardens, and all that. I'm not going to the garden route. I'm not going out in the yard. I'm not going to become a farmer. Nothing like that. I just want some. I even researched to say I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, we have only so many warm months out of the year, and right now it's cold, it's cloudy, winter coming, all that, and I wanted something that will survive indoors year round and maybe lack of sunlight. And then once I get to it, I'd like to get something that I could kind of put in the sun daily and bring in, But I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn. Am I going to see Rush? You know what I almost did? I almost put a post out. I was so devastated. I tried. I cannot get Rush tickets, and they're quite expensive too. Besides the expense, they're gone. I can't get them. I almost put a post out, but I didn't. Asking, is anybody out here have a connection or work for Ticketmaster or SeatGeek or have an inside thing to arenas? I need a favor. I would love to go see Rush in their final tour. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Um, check out snake plants. Maybe I'll do that. So I'll take a segment out of a podcast one day. I'll take about 15 minutes into the show, maybe at the end, and we'll talk about plants. You guys can give me some more pointers. I'll give you an update on the plant as well. Very exciting. Shout out to the great people of Cleveland, Ohio. I appreciate that. But let me tell you something about Ohio. Go Brown. Browns suck. And there is a trend on TikTok of idiots in Ohio, and they're women who are dancing to that Mandami song. Not all of them have the sharpest tool in the shed here in Ohio. So maybe instead of shout out, how about some prayers? Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it. This is a good show. This is a fun show. I liked it, getting into it back and forth, making it go, not having a topic at all. I really appreciate it. It is 10 o'clock now. We've been on the air for 2 hours. And this is the first time during my 2-hour show that I literally went to the restroom live on the air. Not in front of you, though. All right, guys. That's about it. And I will talk to you real soon. I'm going to go check up on the news tomorrow night. I will go ahead and release the group page, private group page for the women, and what all that information for the Bible study. Very excited for you guys for that, and a couple other things tomorrow as well. Again, you can always count on me. If any major breaking news happens that warrants me to go live on the air, I will do it. Okay. Other than that, that's about it. And if you're not wearing any underwear, well, I guess I can't tell you to go put some on, but it's been entertaining. So go back and look at some of your comments when I go to bed this evening and see what your 80s rock star name is. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.